There was something that happened in 2011 that led up to moments like you're about to see. And that something was the release of Mortal Kombat 9. Local scenes from all over the United States and world started forming. And what you're about to see is some of the combos and characters that started it all.
This is not good. Rio is in the verge of losing. And then he hits him, and then he wins EVO 2013!
We're going to start off with Kratos. This was a character that was a PlayStation exclusive, which made him not tournament viable, but brought many eyes to the game. With flashy combos and lore accuracy with his weapons and movement, he was a sight to behold. There was also some amazing DLC characters that changed the game. Freddy Krueger, being a premier zoner and character known by pretty much the whole world, brought Mortal Kombat fans and horror movie fans together in a fighting game for pretty much the first time. Although the first fighting game for the Mortal Kombat series that was taken seriously competitively, it didn't lack hype. The Evolution Fighting Game World Championship put it on its main game lineup in 2011, changing the game forever, giving players the opportunity to prove who was the best Mortal Kombat player in the world.
Oh! Watch out! Bomb!
Bomb! Amazing! That was amazing!
From this blossomed something beautiful. Now, competitors from all over the world had something to grind for. Combo videos and content started forming around the game. And locals from all over the United States and world, as we mentioned at the start of the video, started forming, giving attention to the game and giving the world insight on what a niche group of Mortal Kombat players were doing. Combo videos to tech videos, showing off the game at a high level, was blossoming into something magical. And then a website called testyourmight.com formed, a forum site that allowed competitors and spectators alike to share opinions and in-game tech. About a year into the game, something crazy happened. A threat emerged. A god amongst men named Somernus went through and slowed down every normal and special move in the game, releasing the in-game frame data behind each and every single thing. This allowed players who were just playing on instinct alone to develop actual strategies with math behind it, to have an actual rhyme and reason behind pressing certain buttons and special moves. This was the birth of high-level Mortal Kombat. Let's start off with covering the Evolution World Championships in 2011, where rivalries for Mortal Kombat first started forming. In an insane feat, a competitor named Perfect Legend ended up defeating a player named DJT.
Yep. Perfect Legend, in awesome fashion, moves into Winners Finals, where he's going to play against Jop.
As well as a formidable opponent named Jop to make Grand Finals winner's side. Climbing up the ropes from loser's bracket, a player named Rio would also make Grand Finals, having to win 2 sets to take the tournament. In a brawl of a Grand Finals, we would crown ourselves an EVO champ. Perfect Legend with Kung Lao would go on to take the first Evolution World Finals for Mortal Kombat, being crowned the champion and becoming the undisputed best Mortal Kombat player in the world.
Very impressive. They have proven to be the 2 best players here today.
Now being a premier game with a growing scene, grassroots tournaments started picking up Mortal Kombat onto their main game lineup. Players who may not have even had the chance to do it before started making a name for themselves, like Sonic Fox, being one of the youngest in the scene at the time, allowing them to start creating their own following. People for the first time could not only know when and where the tournaments were happening because of testyourmight.com, but now could go on to attend, and even if not attending, have someone to root for. Let's jump over to EVO 2012. 1 year from the date of Perfect Legend winning the first EVO, players had time to season their game plans, flesh out character matchups, and learn all the nuances of the game. This was the toughest EVO yet.
Those stagger this is what X-Blades is so good at doing.
And then
there we go.
That was a really good job right there.
Yeah.
The top 8 was filled with a diverse roster of characters and an insane lineup of competitors. They played year-round, from grassroots tournaments to majors around the country to train for this exact moment. In an insane feat yet again, Perfect Legend made his way to top 8 winner's side, along with X-Blades, Pig of the Hut, and a player named Forever King. In some very hype and close matches, they ended up defeating Forever King and then Pig of the Hut in winners finals.
Perfect Legend, 2 years in a row, is going to make it to Grand Finals at EVO.
To yet again make Grand Finals winner's side. No way it could happen again, right? 2 EVOs back to back? With an absolute insane showcase of character matchup knowledge with Kung Lao, yet again, Perfect Legend will go on to be the 2-time EVO champ for Mortal Kombat, not only solidifying themselves as the best Mortal Kombat player, but doing it in a dominating fashion 2 years in a row. Local scenes started forming all over the country and world, and for the first time even had live streams for the world to watch. Pretty much every day of the week you could catch the action live from the comfort of your own home. And if you were up for the challenge, you could attend one of your local tournaments, gathering with people and sharing the love for the game that brought you all together, all for the level up and hype. This leads us up to Evolution 2013, Mortal Kombat 9's 3rd year at the World Championships for fighting games. But this one was special. Not only had the game had time to be fleshed out, making it the hardest tournament up to date, but Injustice Gods Among Us, Netherrealm's new title that had released earlier that year, had also made the EVO lineup, making it the first year that there were 2 Netherrealm games on the main lineup for the event. The hype was unreal. Players now had 2 chances to prove themselves. Although different styles of game by a huge margin, this was an opportunity of a lifetime. Perfect Legend was the 2-time EVO champ up to this point, but a player named Rio, who PL had defeated in Grand Finals in 2011, had pretty much won every tournament throughout the year leading up to this point, having something to prove. Would this be the first EVO he would win? He was definitely one of the favorites leading up to the event, but could he stop the 2-time champ? After a crazy sequence of events, fate led us up to that exact moment. Both in losers bracket, fighting for top 4, these players would meet. Perfect Legend's first time being in losers in an EVO tournament for Mortal Kombat, and Rio's second time fighting him on the stage. We were in for a showdown.
Gonna be it! He just eliminated Perfect Legend, ending his dreams of 3-time EVO champion!
Rio would go on to take the set, but it wasn't over yet. He would have to make it through a Sonya player named My God to make it into Grand Finals loser side, where he would fight DJT, a now Cyrax player who had qualified for finals in 2011, as we had covered earlier in the video. We were in for something amazing. This was the highest level Mortal Kombat we had ever seen up to this point, and it was an overall breathtaking set to say the least. In a crazy sequence of events, the Cyrax player versus the premier Cabal player of the world, DJT ended up being the first person besides Perfect Legend to take an Evolution World Championships.
And then he hits him, and then DJT wins EVO 2013! He took out Perfect Legend, he took out Destroy Baller, he took out Rio, and now he just won EVO 2013!
Being crowned the new king of MK. But the most insane part of this all is that he went on to make Grand Finals of Injustice Gods Among Us as well, being the first NRS player to make 2 Grand Finals at EVO in the same event, something we had never seen done before. All of this combined was the creation of what we know now as the NRS scene. But this was just a start. The next NRS title was Injustice Gods Among Us. With changed mechanics, our favorite DC superheroes, and in-game frame data, this brought a whole nother level of hype to the game. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and tune in for the next chapter of this crazy story, where we recap Injustice 1.